My arm hurts so bad. When I was in the hospital, I had got my shot in this arm when I was in the mental hospital, and it hurted. It hurted so bad afterwards. Like, it was sore. I went yesterday. Today is Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate holidays, so whatever, but yesterday I went to go get my shot, and I got it in my left butt cheek because I didn't want to get it in my arm anymore, because I didn't want my arm to be in pain anymore. But for some reason my arm hurts. It's like I got the shot in my arm all over again. I don't know what that's about, but it hurts so bad. So I forgot to take my medicine twice yesterday. At first I was taking it at 8 in the morning, and then 4 in the afternoon, and then 8 in the evening. But then I changed it because I would get sleepy very early, and I had my baby sleeping with me, being that I'm living with her grandmother. She sleeps with her grandmother sometimes. Well, sometimes I want her to sleep with me, but when I first got here, I was sleepy. Like, I get sleepy very early and very fast, and so it made me feel bad, because I'm like, okay, well, if I get my own apartment and I'm on my medicine and I go to sleep early, how am I going to stay up for my baby? That worried me, because the medicine does and can make you very drowsy. It can make you very sleepy. And I had to think about that. If I was to go and move into my own apartment, that's why I'm so scared. That's one reason why I'm so scared to live alone, because I feel like that's just one reason. So I started taking my meds at 10 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, and 10 in the evening. Well, I feel like that's just too spacious. I feel like it's just better to take them at 8, but because I would like to be up with my child at night and make sure she goes to sleep, just to get into a routine of it, because if we do live on our own, I want to make sure I have a nice routine to follow. But I skipped them yesterday. I'm on the shot. The shot helps. I still get sad. I'm a 23-year-old female, and I feel like I can't live a normal life. Why? I don't know. I feel like I can't do it. I feel like I can't live on my own. I feel like I wouldn't be able to make the right decisions or the right choices for myself. Sometimes I feel like it's better for me to just walk away from my child and leave her here with her grandparents, because I feel like I can't be a mother if I have hard times trying to get myself up in the morning or fixing breakfast for myself, and I feel like I don't want to cook for myself, then how can I do anything for her? So it's like, and then I'm here with my ex's parents, and they argue, because they're human, and I feel just so out of place. I feel so out of place. But I don't know what to do. Growing up, like I said, I don't know if I said this in my last video, but we moved around a lot. I never had a stable home. Never had a stable school home. We lived from hotels to motels. We never had a house. We had apartments, but due to my stepdad, we got kicked out a lot. We had lights out. We went weeks without, well, 1 week, I would say a whole week without eating. Um, my mother is a very good mother. I'm not gonna say she wasn't a good mom. It's just some of her life choices that she made affected her children very bad. And out of my brothers and sisters, I just seem to be the only one that has a mental problem, or the one that got sent away for having a mental problem, and that was diagnosed with having a mental problem. Um, I feel like my brother kind of has an issue, but then I guess, I mean, I don't know. My mother was the one that said that I was the one out of her kids that were just acting up, saying these outbursts, yelling, saying I wanted to kill her, saying she wasn't my mother, just doing things that were not good as a child. Like I said, I remember when I used to get angry, I would stomp, I would yell, I would kick the walls, I would punch the walls, I would bang my head up against our bunk beds. I've tried to cut my wrist many of times. I've erased my skin. I've drank alcohol as a child to suppress my feelings or just not have any feelings. I had sex at a very, very young age. I moved to Louisiana. I did drugs. I did other bad things. I came back to Texas City when I was 19. That's when my mother had called me and told me that she was studying to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I was intrigued by it, but she told me, she was like, do not do it because I'm doing it. Do not follow me. Well, I prayed about it when I was still in Louisiana. I was doing what I was doing. I prayed about it for a whole week. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I've always wanted to just get out of my mother's house and find my own way in life, my own path in life. Like, find me, what makes me happy. Well, I went about it the wrong way. I got caught up in the wrong crowds, I would say, with older guys just doing things that I just shouldn't have been doing. Eventually, like I said, I just felt horrible about all of it. And I wanted to stop. I just didn't know how to stop. So I prayed. Well, God answered my prayers. I came back to Texas City and I started going to the meetings. I was doing good. I was going out in field service. I was going door to door. I was happy. Living with my mom, we always seemed to get into it. Well, she had made a contract because I was staying with her. She said that I had to sign it, that I would have to pay for things that I would use in the house, such as like water, food, and, other things. That's fine because I live with you. I love you. I'm going to do these things. Well, she wanted me to get a job, and then she wanted me to go to school. Well, then she wanted me to go to school first and not get a job, but then she wanted me to get a job. Well, I got a job back in my old job at Wendy's that I had been working at, and I guess I wasn't good enough for her because I wasn't making enough money as she would have liked for me to make. Well, I stayed there at Wendy's, and I was late one time with, I think it was $20, and we got into it behind $20. And she just told me, she's like, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. If you get your own apartment and you're late on your rent, your landlord is not going to be lenient with you. They can put you out. So I ended up going to stay back with my aunt. With my aunt, I got caught up back in the wrong crowd. I stopped going to the meetings. I met the father of my child. I went to jail. I started back doing drugs. It was just not good. When I got out of jail, I said that I was going to go back to the religion because it made me happy. I didn't. I tried to, off and on. I tried. Still trying. Just honestly feels like that I can't do right. I can't do nothing right. Everything in my life, I just feel like I couldn't do right. I felt as if God was using me for some odd reason. Like, I was a special person who got a chance to experience different things in life because God wanted me to be able to I feel like I was going to be a part of the 144,000. No, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But that's just how I felt. I felt like I was Sarah in the Bible and I was pregnant with Abraham this last time in October. And I just felt like, God was telling me things like secret messages and telling me to do certain things and to say certain things. And that's kind of what got me into trouble. God can't speak to us. The only way he can speak to us is through the Bible. I called my mother and my family evil because I felt like they were evil. And that's what got me sent to the hospital this last time. I was hurt at my mother because I felt like she was doing it to me all over again. She was sending her child away. She hates when I say send me away. But that's what she did. Ever since I was young, she sent me to the mental hospital. She sent me to Louisiana. She sent me to my dad. She just kept sending me away because I felt like she didn't want me. But I guess the things that I was doing or causing upon myself made it hard for her to live with me. So she would send me to go stay with other people. That hurted because I felt like I never got anything solved. I just it just moved away. So I felt like if nobody wants me, then I'm just gonna run away. And I ran away a couple of times. I used to run away a lot, and I just felt like because I didn't want to be there, and if your own mother doesn't want you around, then why, what's the purpose of you being here? Well, she's the one that created you. She's the one that had you. I wish, somehow that I could just get an apology from my mother and everything would be okay, somewhat okay. Like I said, I'm 23 years old, and I feel like I can't make it in the world on my own. And I know, why did you have a child? Well, before I had my child, growing up, I used to watch the Maury Show a lot. And the Maury Show, those young girls on there used to say, oh, I want to have a baby, and I'm going to raise my baby. Well, I didn't want to have a baby for the same reasons they wanted to have a baby, but I wanted to have a baby because I just wanted someone to love me back. I wanted something or someone to just love me. My child, she loves me. At that time, I was young. I was like, you know what? My mother struggled. She went through this. She went through that with us. We used to walk a lot. Like, we didn't have a car. It was just too much. My stepdad would take her money and spend it on marijuana. It was like we didn't go anywhere. We would be stuck in the house. My sisters now are still kind of in the same situation. They're not going anywhere. They call me. They're sad and stressed out, and it's like, well, I can't do anything. My brother tries to help them out. My brother is with his wife, and he has his own little family. I mean, he helps the best way he can. He is a big brother. I have another sister. She's 21, and she works and she goes to school. So she's trying to establish a life for herself. But the twins, they're 16, and one of them is working, one of them is not. But my mama had 5 kids, and she was afraid. She was afraid to do anything with us. Like, I feel like that's what it was. She was afraid to go anywhere with us. So we just got dragged around wherever she would go, and we just, would sit and just do nothing for the most part. And it was because she would say she didn't have any money, but I don't know. Just, we never got a chance to really do anything. I mean, we would go to the park, but it's just, for the most part, we stayed inside a lot. I don't want to be that way with my child, but it's like I'm already starting to be that way. I'm afraid to let her go to school. I'm afraid to just let her do anything. And when I get angry, like my mother, I believed that I was abused as a child. My mother's gonna get mad at me for saying that, but I remember her pulling my hair one time. I remember getting slapped in the face. This is my story, so I'm gonna tell it. But I believe that I was somewhat abused. I was verbally abused as a child by all of my siblings because they would repeat what my mother would say to me. I know that I got into boys at a very young age, but that's because I was angry and I was upset and I had to do something. I wanted to make my mother mad because I felt like she wasn't a good mother. I felt like I could never just sit down and talk. You know, we had counseling sessions where we would go to like the school counselor, and whenever I was in the hospital the first times or second times, they were like, "You want to sit down with your mom and have a conversation?" Well, anybody that knows her now knows you can't talk to her. It's no talking to her. She makes it about her, and she'll say, you know, things about me just to make it makes it seem like just to make it seem bad. I just would just sit there and just let her talk. It wasn't even about me anymore. Yeah. Sorry, don't mean to cry. I'm just very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. I'm thankful for where I am. I'm thankful that I have a bed to sleep in. I'm thankful that I'm not in a group home, but for some reason I feel like that's where I should be, in a group home, for the rest of my life. I feel like it'll only be good for me to visit my child or her to come visit me, but as far as like, I would love to just be around her, and I would love for both of us to live in a group home. But that sounds weird, you know, having someone take care of us for the rest of our lives. For what? When we're human and, you know, I can take care of myself. Well, the truth is, I don't feel like I can. And I feel like my symptom is only going to get worse. Or maybe I don't have a symptom. Maybe I do with a doctor. Is a doctor and they diagnosed me with having it. So, I don't know. I feel like something's wrong with me because, like I said, I look at women who are by themselves, they sing, they have a career, and it's like, well, what was wrong with me that I couldn't do that? Why didn't I push myself hard enough to do something like that? I've always wanted to be a singer. I feel like if I was to have someone back me up and teach me like singing classes and just help me, I would be famous. I could be famous. My name would be in lights, and you know, I've always seen myself being on the Tyra Banks show, America's Next Top Model. I was supposed to be on that show once. My grandmother was going to write a letter to get me on the show. But I think me and my mama had gotten to it, and my attitude is what stopped me. So my attitude has stopped me from doing a lot of things. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Like, to know that because you have an attitude problem or you go off, you know, you just, and not even understanding most of the time is why you did it, and then feeling sad afterwards and just feeling like always like an outsider, like an outcast, like the ugly duckling of the family. Like, what's wrong with me? Why do I have to feel this way, you know? And then I talked to my brother and he's like, well, we both have issues with my mom, things that we wanted to say, but I was the only one that had the courage or built up the courage to say, well, not even really say everything I wanted to say. I just kind of blamed her or asked her questions as far as like why did a lot of things happen to me in my life, and she just didn't have the answers to them. She didn't have answers. So I'm still kind of stuck out as far as like why, you know, yes, the doctors diagnosed me with having a mental illness, but does that explain as far as like why I was the way that I was as a child? My mother used to say that I used to space out and I used to just be quiet. Like, I was very quiet. And she would say that I used to go to this place called La La Land. I think I explained that in one of my videos before. La La Land, I felt like I was free. I was happy. Like, nothing bad could happen to me. The witnesses teach about a paradise earth. That's one reason why I want to continue studying, is because they're such good and wonderful people, like happy people. I don't care what you say about the witnesses. I love them, and I believe that that is the true religion. I do. It's just my brain just sometimes wanders off and does its own thing, and I just feel like I can't do anything anymore. I can't even study for the meetings. I can't go. I'm not gonna be able to just focus. I feel like my mind is just gonna be thinking about things that I'm just too afraid of, and I feel like I hate myself sometimes. I feel stupid, you know? Like, I just feel stupid. That's how I feel about myself. I would ask myself, why am I making these videos? You know, like the very first time I felt stupid, I felt like I looked stupid. But it made me happy. Like now, it's making me happy talking. I love talking. And in the moment when I know I can't express myself, I'm going to express myself. So, yeah. No, I don't wish I hurt myself anymore. I don't want to commit suicide. Sometimes I think about it. Sometimes I think about just falling out of a window, you know, but that terrifies me, and I don't want to leave my child behind. But sometimes I also feel like that I should just, like I said, leave her here and go to a hospital and live in a hospital, because I feel like I can't take care of myself. Some days I feel like I can. Some days I feel on top of the world, like I can do anything. And then some days I just feel like under the world, like I can't do anything. And I was told that if my life was different than what it is now, then I wouldn't feel this way. With her dad, we did a lot. We traveled. He loves to fish. We went to Florida with his friend to go and fish. We went to South Padre Island. We went a lot of places. Like, he took care of me. He did. I was comfortable. I had my own apartment. I had a big bed. It was just like my own car. And it's like I still wasn't happy. So it's not to say if I become a singer or follow my dreams or do my dreams, will that make me happy? I don't know. I feel like it'll make me happy for a short period of time, but then after a while, it's like I'm not gonna want to do it. I'm gonna want to do something else. Is that bizarre or crazy? Like, I don't know. Like, my teacher used to tell me all the time. She used to say, if you wash your hair, I promise you have blonde underneath your hair. Like, because I don't know, even in school, like, it was like I just could never focus. I could never be focused on one thing for too long. I don't have ADHD, but it's just like sometimes I feel like that, you know? I've been told that I could write a book about my life and everything that I've been through. You know, like if I was to sit down and just share with you every detail about my life, you would be like, damn, girl, you've been through it, but you're still here. Like, a lot of people that know me, my Aunt Lene, who else? Just my friend Dorina Pebbles. We call her Pebbles. I got, well, Pebbles. Like, if you know me and if you were around me, if you knew my life story, if you just saw me, if you just experienced this, experience me or saw me go through the things that I went through, you know that it was a hell of a lot. I've always tried to be independent. There goes my alarm for my 10 o'clock medicine. Let me go take my medicine, you guys. I'll be right back. Good thing I have it in my purse. I take trazodone. This is prescribed. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. I take anxiety medicine and I take medicine to help me go to sleep at night. This is what it looks like. Yes, I only took one. I'm closing it back. have a little bit. I have to get it refilled in a while, once I finish, but yeah. Sorry. I'm just thinking about a lot, like floating on top of a cloud, you know, not having to worry about anything. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, and like my living situation, I kind of feel like I need to be here for a very long time. That's one reason why I feel like I'm sad, because I would rather be with my mom. I've been thinking about writing a letter and just apologizing, but even when I was in the group home, she told me that it wouldn't do any justice because her husband is the one that has to make the final decision. And he's the one that feels like it's not good for me to come back because me and my mom just gonna get into it all over again. And truth is, I kind of feel like that could happen. I don't know what it is, but just being around her for too long, it just upsets me. I feel like, she could have done a lot different with us. She could have, it's just, and then seeing my sisters there, it's like, she's a baptized witness. And honestly, I feel like she's not setting the best example. She's not. I love her. She's a good mother. And I know she's trying her best. Nobody is perfect. But I just feel like, you have a house, you have a husband, you have a car. Why do my sisters still have to sit there and do nothing? Like, why don't you go here and go there with them? Like, why get so angry all the time? When she gets angry, and nobody wants to be around her when she's angry. I miss my ex because we had a lot of fun together, but he's not good for me. He's not. And then it's like I said, I can't stay focused on one thing for too long. I can't. I keep looking this way because I have my phone kind of set this way, but I feel like I would just get into with him all over again. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I bet a lot of people watching this video, I bet a lot of people who know me, and maybe if you get the chance to see it, maybe before I delete them or take them down, because I've really been thinking about just deleting these videos, but I'm gonna keep them up. I'm gonna keep them up. I just feel so out of place sometimes, like the whole world stares at me, the whole world sees me, the whole world is just judging me, and that gives me goosebumps. Like I said, it may cause dizziness, it may cause blurred vision. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to be on medicine for the rest of my life, but as of now, I feel like I might have to. Like, I don't think I can do good not being on medicine. I know I probably look crazy. Like, I'm not afraid to show myself. I've never been afraid to show me. I don't have to wear makeup or weave or anything like that just to show that I look good. I mean, go ahead and follow my Instagram. My Instagram is Michella Barron, MICHELLABARRON. Yes, and see some other pictures of me when I look just a little bit better. But I took my braids out yesterday. I don't know what to do with my hair. I don't know what I want to do with my hair. I was gonna try to write, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I just don't know what to do with myself anymore. I don't start work until the 30th of this month, but it's just like until then. And then even when I start working, it's like I have to come back here, and it's like, how long am I gonna be here? I don't know. I don't know. It just feels so awkward and just so weird. Like, I just feel like I'll never be able to make it, and then maybe I will, you know? I just honestly feel like I can't live alone. That's one thing I know for sure. I just feel like I cannot live by myself. So, okay. Well, I'm gonna go. It's cold in here, so I put on a jacket. It's like super cold. Out of all the rooms in the house, this room, it just seems to be the coldest room in the house. Oh my gosh. I wish I could talk to you guys forever. I honestly do. Like, I wish I could never say goodbye, but I have to. Okay. Because I don't know what I'm going to do. Just so weird being here. But I'm happy. His mom helps. She does. I was thankful that my mother called me yesterday. You know, she sounds so happy, and